Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, she hasn't stopped laughing since the last live. Wow, that was something else, huh? We had a lot of people on the last live that were totally upset at Miss Jenna.
Yeah, let me chime in. So
end of diatribe, by the way.
Yeah. So this is my turn. So anybody that gets offended because I laugh at something that somebody says in the comments is absolutely the most sensitive person, and we can't have that here. We don't play with sensitivity. We are sensitive to certain matters, and we never ever direct anything towards somebody, individualizing somebody's personal circumstances. Let me tell you something right now. For the people who got offended with circumstances.
I'm offended by your volume.
I'm offended too. I forgot where I was going with that.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get it.
Anybody that gets offended?
Anybody that gets offended.
It's not making for good.
Damn it. Okay, I lost my train of thought.
Wow.
But anyway, I'm not going to apologize for laughing at a certain product that we sell. I'm not going to apologize for that. That's what I was going to say. I have been a user of a toilet seat that had to be placed beside my bed at one time in my life. In 2004, many of you know, I was in a very bad car accident where I was pronounced dead 3 times. Okay? I broke both of my legs, my arm. I had a lacerated liver where they cut me wide open, and my lungs were collapsed. There was a whole lot of things. I was thankfully brought back to life, but it was a very long road of recovery. Sadly, John was not with me at the time. I was married to my ex-husband, and he had to wipe my ass, bathe me. He had to do all kinds of things that no person wants to ever have to do for their significant other, but he did. And so my point is I can laugh at those situations now. Sure, it wasn't funny at the time, but if you're going to get offended over laughter of a certain product, then this is not the stream for you.
Yeah. I mean, we're not here to offend anybody. We're here to simply just, life has a lot of cruel things that it throws at you. It's not the discussions we have are not pointed at anyone to say, hey, you're this or you're that, or your bad experience with this product. I mean, I don't even know. How are we supposed to know you had a bad experience with a certain product, like a what do we call it? A safety shitter. But
whatever you want to call it,
guys, it's not that serious. We're here to get together to talk about. We're adults now. If we're on the playground with kids, I can understand that you're offended like a child would be offended. This is not what that is. So you get offended by little things like that. If you get triggered by things, it's more about you than it is us. So you need to go seek some help. Get help. That's my message to you. The idea that you're going to, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it, the idea that you're going to wish that on me, or heaven forbid that John, you get into a serious situation where Jen has to take care of you. That's just a little bit too far, and to wish that on somebody is never cool. So we did block a certain person.
Wasn't it 2 people?
No, look, I'm not into blocking people unless I have to. But if you're going to be rude constantly to me, may the blocks rain on you.
And that was just the final straw for this person. This person has made other comments before, supposedly being a watcher,
let's move on.
Listener,
that's not why people tuned in. So let's move on.
But anyway,
but we're just putting it out there. So how's everybody doing out there? That's kind of where I was going with this. On a brighter note, because we're not mad at nobody. We just don't like the idea that we take our time to do this, and you have people that instead of getting the information together, they may be trying to glean from it. They choose to, get offended if you want, just don't comment about it. It's not helpful to anybody. But nonetheless, let's move on. So you saw the title. is eBay hiding your listings in search? We see people comment this all the time, and a lot lately too. And is it because their listings are the listings are not showing up for maybe account health issues, maybe they're buried on page 10 and not anywhere in like the top 2 pages that they're used to seeing their listings. You guys recall that watch this program, I had a legitimate issue where back in 2019, I wasn't getting a single view on any listing in my store. I've not heard anyone have that situation. Now, if you are having that type of situation, what you want to do is you want to go in and have, and I know this is going to be a pain in the butt. A lot of you guys don't want to deal with this, but is it a better use of your time to take care of it? Or is it a better use of your time to sit around and wait and have a broken account, which is what happened to me. I reached out to somebody through the 800 number at the time. We were able to call in. Now you got to trick your way into getting an agent. It can be done. You get them to put in a ticket for you to IT and let them know you need to do a hard reset on your account. Now that's if you get no views on your store. Happened to me for 2 days. Guess what? The third day, things are back to normal. You can go back and watch the videos that I had at the time. It was back September of 2020. And that fixed the problem. And I think for some, there's some people that have stores, established stores, and they're dealing with issues that are similar to that. And I firmly believe you just got to get the right person on the phone to have them do a hard reset on your account. Now, it's not the same kind of reset that we used to talk about. When sales were slow, we'd call eBay and they would do a reset. This is something that actually would have to go through IT, and they'd have to go in and do some research and find out that in my case, my categories were all unassigned to my, it was all screwed up. And so they fixed it, and there's an avenue for that. And I believe firmly that with all the changes that eBay makes and continues to make and has made, that it not only is screwing up the things that we do see, but it's screwing up the things that we can't see. Now that's I think is only affecting a very, very few people. Let me read you briefly a couple things here. One was someone posted this and said, eBay is controlling my sales and hiding my listings. Hello, everyone. I hope someone will be able to shed a light on the problem I'm having. I've been on eBay for about 14 years now as a buyer, but about a few months ago, I started to start selling. So I opened up a second account just for selling. Started out with smaller, less valuable items just to learn the ins and outs. And anytime I made a sale, I try to ship, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. Anyway, very quickly, I noticed something peculiar, I can't even speak. Peculiar happening. Jeez, hooked on phonics. Every time I would reach a certain number of sales in a month, all sales would stop. Lately, this number has been 5. So because of this happening twice already, started reading up on these forums, and I came across a lot of other sellers mentioning that eBay is hiding their listings, something they would only discover when they search for their own listings on a new device/IP address. After reading that, I decided to do the same thing. I looked for my own listings on my own computer. They all appeared. But when I looked for my exact listings on a different device and IP address, I couldn't find a single one of my listings, regardless of whether I would type the exact title in or not. They're just not there. I would then focus on my listings with more unique titles, and they would appear just fine. Like I said, I'm not new to eBay, blah, blah, blah. So that's a person that had complained about that same situation. Sound familiar to anybody out there? Let's go to a different one here. How about this one? Proof that eBay hides listings on small stores. Here's how to replicate it. Also some of the tomfoolery to get your goat. This is on the eBay app, which reported over 50% of sales come from now. This is one major reason why sales have tanked. Whether you sell zebra pins, Husker do's, or Husker don'ts, or springs or flip-flops, this applies to all of us sellers. If buyers don't see all of our items for sale when we lose sales, can't buy your favorite item if you think the store doesn't have it anymore. It says to open your app, go to the store, sort by lowest price. You'll only see 40, 68 to 80 items total, randomized in order. If the seller is an enterprise store, let's see, not just 40 random items for the wide range. Couldn't figure out why all of our small price $10 and under items were normally multi-orders had stopped. We had a customer ask us why we stopped selling and ended up figuring this out. They could no longer see the lower priced items and thought I was closing the store since only 40 listings show when the store carries 2,000 plus items. Also, if you run sales and repeat as a repeat buyer comes back, the cart will then give them a message, purchase too many items and are unable to complete the checkout. Does that kind of sound familiar to anyone? So this is a problem that people have been reporting lately, but let me just tell you something. The two different scenarios I read, let me just finish. The two different scenarios I read you, the first one was from 2018. The one I just read you was from 2019. So it's happening, guys. I guess my point is we can spend all the time we want to say there's something wrong with eBay. There's something wrong with eBay. But all you got to do is a search for whatever you're going through on a Google search. And you can, as long as your search is open to like 5 years or more, which is the default Google search, you're going to find a lot of people reporting the same problem over 4 to 5 years ago. This last one was 6 years ago, 6 years ago. So it does no good to continually look for things that eBay is doing wrong. And I'm not siding with anyone. There are people that are going through this legitimately right now. But those people really need to be calling into eBay and putting in an IT ticket. Find the solution rather than posting on these other channels or these forums. And I really think, look, maybe it's category specific for some of you that you're not seeing it. Maybe the saturation level of the item that you're selling is so much that you're buried on page 10. And there's a lot of different reasons for it. Go ahead.
Could you call it burying your item instead of hiding your item? They're burying it. You're like on page 7, 8 rather than.
Well, I think one of the factor that I wanted to add in there recently, the last year and a half, and even more so recently, eBay has begun tinkering more with AI search than ever before. So last April, we had it introduced. It kind of got better, and now it's kind of getting wonkier. I saw some of the articles on, I believe it is Value Added Resource, where they're showing like results where someone's looking for uranium glass. They get a couple listings, but they get clocks and stuff. That's search being tweaked. I believe that AI is a learning process. With any AI, it just gets better. I'm not making excuses for eBay, by the way. Because eBay is not telling us what's going on behind the scenes, all I can do is give you what I think is happening. But I believe also you're getting buried in invalid search results. So where you would maybe appear on page 2 or maybe the lower part of page 1, you're now buried on page 4 or 5 because they're showing clocks when they should be showing glass. And that's also what could be going on. The idea that you're searching for your own item, I would have someone maybe help you, another reseller that's logged in a different IP, maybe ideally from another part of the country, just to see as well. And not necessarily type in exactly word for word what you would type in for your title, because that should bring it up. But what would a buyer type in to find your item? So there's a lot of different things going on, but you just got to look at this as another obstacle that you have to overcome to make this reselling gig work on this platform. And if that requires you to get in there, dive deep into what's going on with each of these listings, here's another thing. You can go into your performance tab under your Seller Hub and click on traffic. Scroll down, and this is on the PC or Mac, scroll down to impressions, and each of your listings has a number next to it, okay, for the last whatever time period you have. Usually it's the last 30 days. And so I have items I just recently listed. This could help answer one of my questions about something I'm concerned about. What do I invest in more? Item that has 61 page views in the last few days or 768. So these are tools, guys. You got to get into your metrics. It's not enough to say, I can't find my item in search. How many impressions has that item had in the last 30 days? Now, we're not talking about page views. We're talking about impressions. Page views are another different thing altogether because, see, you may think that you're entitled to page views, but you're not. If your item is not interesting enough to a buyer, if it has impressions, Now, we're assuming these impression numbers are correct. I can't tell you if they are. I can't vouch for it. But that's all we have to work with. If your item has impressions, that means it's coming up for somebody in somebody's search or off, off search, like your items showing up in someone's listing, or it's showing up in other places on eBay. Guys, that's what your impressions are supposed to tell you and report you. And if you're not looking at your data, you're never going to know.
I don't have one of those reports on my account.
You do. You certainly do. Everyone does. This is not a listings quality report. That's another animal too that you should be into if you can find it. But everyone has a seller hub on the PC or Mac. I'm not talking about the app. You go to performance, you go down to traffic, and then your traffic report will tell you, if you scroll down about halfway, it'll give you a report where you can go through every listing to see how many impressions that you've had over that 31-day period, assuming it's been listed that long. If not, you just get the impressions for how long you've had it listed. And it'll tell a story, guys. It'll tell a story as to what the demand is on a given item. And the higher the number, the better. The lower the number, well, it's not so hot. And if you have 0 there, well, then, and you have a bunch of listings that have 0, then you should be calling eBay to see what's going on with that. But as far as page views, if you're appearing in someone's search and that item does not appeal to them in any way, whether it's the title, the photos, or the price, they ain't clicking on it. And if they ain't clicking on your view, your item for a view, they're probably not going to buy it, because you got to get into the listing to buy an item. So,
well, what's the report that you said some people have it, some people
that's
don't?
The listings quality report. It's up here in the top corner where it says download listings quality report.
Oh, okay.
Your account doesn't yet have it. A lot of accounts don't have it. That's a different report, and that's going to really dive down deeper into your top 10 categories where eBay gives you suggestions what you should be doing. This is all data that they give us. They're not just giving us this data because, you know what, we feel like having a few more tabs on eBay. No, it's there for you as a, we want to talk about us running a business, right? Even though a lot of it, myself included, we're just kind of creating our own job, and that is the truth. But if we want to pretend that we're running a business, at least pretend, we need to be looking at the numbers as a business would be looking at. And I think there's many people who are absolutely oblivious to the numbers and do not do anything but list. They maybe go into an old listing once every blue moon and try to do something here and there. And as far as the numbers, they're like, I don't know what I'm looking at, and I'm not going to waste my time. But let me tell you guys something. To avoid misunderstandings like, hey, eBay's hiding my listings, you've got to be into your numbers and know where your impressions are and how to see what each item's doing. And it'll paint a picture as to the popularity of an item. I have a ceiling fan that got 15,000 impressions. I have a wicker pendant light shade, got 926. Which one of those would I be buying more? Now, neither of them have sold yet, but I would rather take a chance with something that's going to get more in front of more eyes and with a chance of being a page view and possibly a sale than something that's never shown up in anyone's search. So these are things that you really need to look at and hone in on. Get rid of the stuff that's not getting the views. Get rid of the stuff that's not getting the impressions. And by all means, guys, if things have been sitting in your store for months on end, it's time to let them go. Okay, donate them, put them in bulk them up together, and sell them in a lot. But be creative, figure it out. That's the thing. The people who figure these things out better than the next person are the ones that are going to succeed. And I'm hoping it's you guys. But it's why I do these long diatribes before we start talking to you guys. But it is so much. You guys have more control over this than you guys are willing. And I'm not saying everyone. I'm saying you, the person out there who really believes that eBay's hiding your listings. There's in my mind, a 5% chance is a real problem with your account. The other 95% of the chance is that you're not diving into your numbers.
That's only a small percentage of what they look at. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into the equation. It's not just impressions.
No, but that's an indicator. So these are
right.
KPIs, key performance indicators. It's a KPI. I don't know if many of you are familiar with that terminology, but a key performance indicator are key stats that we really need to understand. And to at least have a base understanding that if you're getting impressions, that means that it's showing up for somebody in search. If you're not, then like my wicker shade, maybe, only 90 impressions in the last
Which
30
I'm
days.
surprised because that thing is so cute.
Yeah,
I mean, if it was my style, I would put it up.
So that's the thing. It's not cute it's not cute in someone's search. So is there a problem? Am I getting hidden? Is that item getting hidden? Probably not a very popular item, and I will probably never buy it again.
You've sold it before.
Not that one. Not a wicker shade, no. Paul Rose says, hi, John and Jenna. Just finished a 17-hour day.
Oh.
Need a timeout. Sales have picked up 6 today. Hopefully it lasts.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Good job. I mean, that's 17 hours. That's a long day. I hope we don't put you to sleep, Paul.
I've been waiting to do this. I have an offer that I want to accept because I just want to hear that noise.
You put your phone underneath the mic
it's not gonna go off though, because
no, you're gonna get every other ding.
I'm gonna get every ding in the world. I think I have the volume down anyway, so it wasn't well implemented.
Is what you need to do.
I am gonna get there, but I just wanted to accept the offer on so I can at least get a sale. My sales have been horrid today. Oh, there it goes.
Jeez, so, surprise! Yeah. Oh my God, you got a sale.
Yeah, my sales have been horrid today. Literally like $112 for that sale, so that'll kick me over 200.
That always happens on days that we have lives.
It seems like it. Yeah, we had an $811 sale yesterday, and another theory, real quick, before I get on to more comments. This is kind of one that Josh had mentioned, and I got screamed at for what do you mean? That's a ridiculous thing to say. I mean, unless we know, if you don't know, you don't know. We can only kind of just bring up what we think. Could be that maybe as far as eBay wants to share the wealth, because you're not the only store out there. Maybe that they're giving more impressions, kind of passing it around. Like one day you'll get X, Y, and Z. I don't know. I'm coming off an $811 sale, and wouldn't you know, I'm not having the greatest day afterwards. Now it's about $200.
It's like they cap us at like 600, and the next day is absolute crap.
It's a crazy pattern. Monday the 3rd, $807, followed by $399. Wednesday after that, $820, followed by $380. The day after that, $764, followed by $242. The day after that, $800. Well, then at $665, and then drops down to $212. So I don't know what it is. Maybe they don't want you to grow too much. Maybe if you start getting, I know we bumped up our conversion rate from 1.9% to 2.4%. That's a huge jump. And I think also eBay does want to consider, are they overwhelming you? Are they giving you, can you imagine if you sold all of your items in a 2 to 3 day period? Let's say you had 200 items in your store. You wouldn't be able to fulfill all that by yourself. It's just not possible. Unless you're dealing with trinkets that you can throw into a poly mailer. But even then, you're gonna wish that, wow, why couldn't these have sold over a period of days?
I wish we sold small trinkets.
Yeah, we used to try to do that, but we found that was at least everyone else and their mother was trying to do that as well. So that wasn't.
Oh, my elbows could really use a break.
Yeah, well, one day. Yeah, that's to me, I think another thing to consider. Mike Camparelli, thank you for your help, by the way, today, Mike. I reached out to Mike. He's an electrician. I had a situation with an item that I needed to make sure that something was unplugged on the inside. And I'm like, is this the ground? Because I don't want to plug this somewhere or attach this somewhere and shock the crap out of myself. And so he confirmed that. Unfortunately, it didn't fix the problem. It didn't work still. So I just chucked the item. I'm not even going to bother with parts repair on that. The box was just jacked. You'd have been pissed at me if I'd have sold that item. Mike says, hi, John and Jen in chat. Sales continue to do well for me. Hope others are having similar success. I continue to be diligent with what I have to do to feed the eBay algorithm. It definitely helps. And Mike also says, on the topic, whether or not eBay intentionally hides listings, I think that due to the enormity of the platform and the outdated I'm sure you mean software. Is that what you're saying? We will continue to have problems with our listings being shown. I think it must be difficult for eBay to maintain a listing base of 1.5 billion items on the platform. I think that is something people don't really look at. They maybe, well, I have 1,000 items, and they almost believe in their mind, even though I'm sure no one's that gullible to think that or naive to think that there are other people selling items too. And there are 1,000 item stores, just a small drop in the overall bucket over on the eBay platform or just within their category. Mike Camparelli says, my opinion is that due to the size of listings, they may have to share the servers between the sellers. This explains why some days sales can be great and the next day crickets. And this happens without any change in sellers' listing habits day to day. It's the only thing that can let drastic swings make any sense. Right. I agree with that. And I recall last week you were down. You were kind of like, hey, something's up here. I remember you saying that. But I'm sure things seem to, at least from your comments, I think things have somewhat normalized for you. And we just gotta, like today, $200 day after really a huge run of sales, 3,200 in the last 7 days, over 15,000 the last 31 days.
Items is how many items have we sold? That's what I want to know. How many items have I had to wrestle with?
I don't care about how many items. How much money? How much money have you made?
I do. That's the one thing I care about. But I sure would like to know how many items that I have wrestled with.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at the fact that we would only sell 485 items in the last 90 days, that seems like for some sellers, it's like, that ain't nothing. That's not a big deal.
It's not, but these things are gigantic. And
yeah,
I'm in there just
fighting
dinosaurs.
You signed up for it, ma'am. Grandma Mary's Attic says, happy Friday. I agree, Mike.
Hello, Grandma Mary.
Grandma Mary also says, I usually average a sale a day on a great weeks or 2-3 a day, and on bad weeks every other day without major changes. I'm not a constant lister, but if I sell 10, then I'll list 10. That's what I thought I said. What did I say? Constant, consistent. Apples, potatoes, same thing. I gotta say, and this is just, I'm thankful we have the second account because it's an eye opener for me. We're sitting there. I can't get to those. I'm riding the wave of this account. I'm focusing my energy on the main account. I'm making $800 days. And on days where maybe I can get to that other account, I'll list an item here or there. Hardly any sales come up on that account. And I know it has nothing to do with being hidden or this, that, and other thing. There's halfway decent items on that account. We're starting to put better stuff, but a lot of it does have to do with how much interaction you give the platform. I'm a big believer of that. Now, of course, eBay can't make someone buy your item, no matter how much activity you give and this, that, and the other thing. But I really do believe you get more exposure through being there and just working your account. Callie Deb says, hello, John and Jenna. Hello, Paul Rose, Mike Camparelli, and Grandma Mary's Attic.
Hello, Callie Debs.
Thank you for being here, Callie Debs. And thank you for hanging out with us today. We have Jovial says, hey, FA fam, happy National Cucumber Day.
Ooh, I like cucumbers.
Yeah, I can do without cucumbers. Flip It Good says,
you like
happy.
Pickles, though.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, pickles on my sandwich. Flip It Good says, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And Grandma Mary's Attic says, toss those salads. Yeah, let's not get started with that at this point. I'm just glad
John had a salad today.
I did have a salad.
No cucumber, though.
No. Joe Samard says, howdy, y'all. Thanks for being
Joe.
here. Glenda Bavona says, hi, John and Jenna, plus all the great FAE people.
Hello, Glenda.
Semper Fi is in the house. Slow sales, but overall 36% up.
Yes, that's nice.
So that's better than last year, right? Now, that's not, I guess that might not be saying a whole lot, but we have Copper Cat from Arkansas. Always look forward to seeing you live. Well, awesome. Thanks for being here.
We are happy you are here.
Yeah.
Henri Squaw.
Henri Squaw's with us. Thanks for being here. Samantha Hunter says, good evening, all John and Jenna. Good day, I hope.
Yes.
And then we have Christine Anti-Everyone Anderson says, eBay has no idea who I am, nor do I think they have my interest in hiding. I have an interest in hiding my listings. Yeah, it's the same mentality, and maybe I'm oversimplifying this, but it's the same mentality that, people are watching their favorite sports team and they're like, oh, I'm not going to wear this shirt again because they're losing, right? It's like you feel like you have more control over the overall or importance over the overall than you really do. And we really don't, guys. If we follow, I don't care how big of a store you have on eBay. If you stop selling tomorrow, I promise you, eBay is not going to lose any sleep over it. So, you know, the idea that they would take the time to, let's get that guy, you know, he's, for whatever random reason, I don't know. I mean, I have no reason, you know, to do this to him, but let's hide his listings. It just, let's make it make sense, I guess, right?
Anthony!
Dragon Master Fine says, hola all. Thanks for being here. We have Mike Gertis says, amen.
Mike!
Semperfi 1918. Glad to have you here, Jenna, and I laugh at things all the time. I grew up on making fun of the good, bad, and ugly.
Yep. If somebody hurts themselves, the first thing I do is laugh. It's such a sick thing, but I laugh and then I ask if they're okay. It's just, I don't know why.
She does?
It's not funny, but I don't know why I laugh.
I mean, look at your YouTube videos. Not even eBay related. Look at like fail videos. What do you think fail videos? Oh
my God.
You know, you pull up fails, like pull up the word fail on YouTube. You'll find so many videos where people try to do stunts, right? And they hurt themselves.
Fail.
Right. And people laugh at that. Okay. And why are they popular? I don't know. But look, there's millions of views on some of these videos. Mike Gertis says, too many sensitive sissies.
Oh my God. Way too many.
John Doe says, I got my monthly limits raised to $5 million. Woo! Now just need to list 4.9 million in products. You know, John, I could tell you I've had for the many, many years, $2 billion that I'm allowed to list on the site. I'm in my lifetime, I'm not going to come close to that, let alone 2 million, maybe. But 2 billion? No. Just roll with it.
They could just write me a check for $2 billion.
Jerry Johnson says, hi, John and Jenna. I actually made it to the live today.
Hi,
awesome.
Jerry.
Nice to see you.
Yes.
We have 121 people watching. So awesome. Thanks for you guys being here on a Friday afternoon. Samantha Hunter says, what brought all this comment from Jenna? But go, Jenna and John. Bless you, Jenna. You're a strong woman.
You know, the internet is cruel. And people they think they can hide behind a keyboard and say whatever they want.
What's crazy is they think
wishing ill will on somebody is not something we're ever going to put up with.
Let me just say this. If you watch this show long enough, you should know who we are. We're going to make jokes. Sometimes the jokes aren't in great taste.
They're
I mean, but we're not perfect. We're not perfect. Okay. And if to come up here and to pretend like we're just proper and perfect, I mean, I guess it paints a picture of us being someone we're not. We're just ourselves.
We never claim to be perfect, because let me tell you, if we were to do videos of our daily interactions, most people would get offended.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is what it is. You can't please them all.
I had my volume turned off for the show. I had to notice another sale.
See?
And you know what? Of all the items, this is no joke. You guys are going to crack up on this. Of all items I sold.
Did you sell the lampshade?
I sold
the fan.
No, I sold that.
Oh, the sissy bar.
But it's funny that we're talking about.
Sissy!
I sold a sissy bar for a Harley. You guys, what other words can we bring up on this live that is associated with, maybe we're doing a search through the YouTube algorithm and we're driving people to my store.
Maybe.
So let's talk about,
because our phones are listening.
Yeah. Let's talk about toilet seats for a second here. I may have overdone something here. You guys know I have not picked up, and I say bought, I haven't paid for them yet. I'm not obligated to pick them up. I have until tomorrow to decide. But I bought almost 90 toilet seats. Okay, about 40 in the blue, 44 in they're blue and white on the one. They're the same functionality.
One option is blue and white.
Right. The colorway is like a tealish blue and white. The other one is a Caltrans orange and white. I guess that's the wrong.
And
unless
if
you're in
I had
California.
to choose which one am I going to have, I'm going to have the turquoise teal one.
Right.
I wouldn't want the orange.
So I'm really considering now, like, because none of them have sold. I put 10. I have 20 of them here. I went and picked up some of them, and they're all brand new. I think what happened is that these were not even an open box. These are all like sealed, everything. I think someone was selling these on Amazon and they went under, and dead stock goes into liquidation with Amazon. And you sometimes will find brand new stuff like, wow, this is perfectly brand new. No one even opened this thing. And that's what these are. But, you know, someone is like shopping for a toilet safety seat, and they're like, wow, just what I wanted, an orange and white one, so it can really stand out in traffic, right? I mean, orange is good for like cones. If you're like trying to like cone off a certain area in a road, it's not the color you would choose for your toilet safety seat. It just, there's no way to make that pretty.
Well, maybe if you're, you know, your vision isn't great, it is more of a brighter shade, so you know where to land.
Or the cleanup spots are. But nonetheless, I wanted, this kind of goes into that report, the traffic report. When I look, I just listed these like 3 days ago, by the way. I listed 10 of each color.
It went up.
Well, yeah, but 797 impressions for the last 3 days on the blue one, 79 on the orange one.
And so they're the same exact one, just different colors.
Yeah. I even had 4 views on the blue ones, and I lowered the price on both of them to a lot lower price point, because my big concern is I have all these toilet seats coming and I have nowhere to put them. I literally have some space set aside, but I realize that even all back here that I'm going to be using stacks upon stacks, and that may not be enough. Do I want to put my space? See, we talk a lot of things in reselling about, you know, buying stuff and doing this, that. We don't consider how much room we have, right? And I think if I designate all this free space to this product, that it's going to be harder, even more difficult for the everyday things that I bring in to find a place for it. So
I say you nix the orange ones and just pick up the turquoise.
That might be the play. What do you guys think? Of course, what do you think out there watching? Do you think that if you're in that position, perfectly good stock, perfectly, I mean, aside from the colorway, this has demand, but the orange ones maybe not so much. There's previous solds on similar ones, but I think I have the market cornered on this particular model. A lot of different weird orange ones that have sold, but not quite. They look a lot like this, but this one has a little bit more functionality. I don't know. I really feel like they, regardless of color, they will have sell-through. I just don't know how long that sell-through is going to be for these orange ones. Heck, I haven't even sold a blue one yet. So that's a concern that I have. So your thoughts would be certainly appreciated, and I do appreciate that.
You scrolled up. That's you need to go down.
Okay. I know I scrolled up.
Right there.
No designs here.
Yeah.
It says just made it. Am I in the right channel? I thought this was the hiding listing live and not the trigger live. I thought the trigger live was on Saturday. We got Thrift Shop Hustler says reselling just brings drama.
I think everything brings drama to the climate that the world is in right now.
But let me ask you, Thrift Shop Hustler, does it have to? No. I mean, look, if you're watching a channel out there and you don't quite agree with that person, maybe their taste in what they said, or are you taking the time to just type away that? I mean, or are you just going to say, you know what, maybe this channel isn't for me, or maybe I'll overlook that so I can see, you know, if there's anything worth watching here. Because there's, I mean, millions of YouTube channels out there. Dragon Master Fine says, don't block me. Don't worry, Anthony, I'm not. Jerry Johnson says, I finally made it to the live. Hi, John, Jenna, and the FAE team.
Jerry!
Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a member of the channel. I certainly appreciate you.
That's a second. I think that's a second comment, Jerry.
FTH?
Yeah. F the haters.
Yeah. I was laughing at the toilet jokes. We have to laugh.
We do need laughter, because
right?
let me tell you, it gets really dry around here. I mean, not with him around.
No designs. I suggest blocking John Jenna if he starts. Brenda Smith says, happy Friday, everyone. Thanks for being here, Brenda. Thrift Shop Hustler says, burying is better term than hiding. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, I mean, it's the same, you know, potato, right? It's the same concept. So is it really a thing? I mean, and those people who are reporting that, do they really know how many impressions that item has that they're reporting? Samantha Hunter says, my items are buried on other pages, but I am spotted and under consideration with a price point. But that's just it. your items are going to be given some play. Now, the more you promote, the more impressions you're going to get naturally. Someone with the same item that I have that they don't promote, they're not going to get nearly as many impressions and in turn page views. And I think they're just looking at page views. They're looking at their item in their you go under listings, under active, and you go and look, and won't tell you anything about impressions. It'll tell you about how many watchers and views it's had in the last 30 days. And they're like, well, that's not right. This has been listed for 2 months. It says I have no views. Well, that doesn't mean anything. That just tells me that item isn't all that appealing to somebody as compared to what else they're seeing in their search. That same item, are you getting impressions on? That's where you really want to see. Bobby's Kicks 2023. Smash that like, guys, and get your sale within the next 24 hours. I promise you it can happen. Yes, it will. It can happen.
Where's Todd?
I don't know.
Somebody call.
No Design says my OCD is triggered about that empty bin on the floor behind you guys. Side note, Jenna, did you get a new chair? The same chair.
I've had this chair. I'm so shocked that you never noticed, because you notice everything. And by the way, that bin is not empty.
It's not empty. It's randomness.
Full of randomness.
Yeah, that we need to figure out what we're doing, because I got to make space right there for these boxes I'm going to be picking up on Saturday. Augusto, I like turtles. Turtle.
So do I.
Ping G says, hello, John and Jenna and the chat.
Hi, Ping.
Thanks for being here, Ping. Mike Gertis says, I remember getting several views with new listings a couple years ago. Now I only get 1 or 2 for most. List on Mercari and it's freaking ton of views. Only difference, I get sales on eBay. Yes. I would rather have the item that gets very few views but sales, because they are so hot that they're not going to sit there and accumulate impressions and page views. Mike Seller says, hello all. Thanks for being here, Mike. Noah Design says AI for reselling is not there yet. Maybe the AI for the uber rich people might be there, but for us poor folks, don't have that rich people AI. AI is still in its infancy. I mean, we weren't even talking about AI that much, if at all, 3 years ago. I mean, 2.5 to 3 years ago, it wasn't on my radar. I knew about AI. I know AI exists, but it wasn't something that was impeding or helping my reselling business. And now, with the magical innovations that Jamie Iannone has laid forth, it has affected each and every one of us resellers. And I really think that the platform is going to be better in the future because of it. We just got to be patient. Kelly says it says in the terms and conditions that eBay doesn't have to show your items. That's right. And I think the reason why it says that, though, Kelly, is your account health does dictate your placement. So if you are above standard and have items that are up for sale, yeah, you get items. Your items will be shown in search, but probably not as high placed as somebody that has top rated, right? Or somebody that doesn't have all the defects and all the stuff. So you just got to understand that there are other factors involved in just eBay not liking you. Because there's days that I wake up and I'm like, I don't think eBay likes me today. But that's not the truth. It's to get out there and get more stuff listed and just allow the month to play out and then look at the month overall and make adjustments there. Ryan Resells Infinity says, yo. Thanks for being here, Ryan. Organic.
He had to go. So.
No Design says, Kelly, people tend to forget that part in the policies, right? I agree. Juan Garcia says, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. It's like all kind of the same to me. I mean, I guess Saturdays and Sundays.
I just know I don't have to ship tomorrow. So that's.
We're going to go and bake tomorrow. We're not baking cookies. We're not baking a cake
every day.
We're going to actually pay.
No, we don't do that kind of baking.
We're going to pay to fry in the sun. I got a couple tickets for a 7 p.m. game. The Angels affiliate AAA team's playing the A's affiliate AAA team here in town. So it's like, yeah, okay, we'll go and hang out. And it's still going to be hot, like 110 degree hot. But why not, right? We'll see how that turns out. Ryan Resell says, watchers, views, impressions, etc. A lot of stuff that you have to consider. Chai Chirin says, I did an experiment with two $250 JBL PA speakers. One I dynamic listed at additional 12%, and the other two with zero promotion. 11 days in, the promoted has 118 views, 3 watchers, and the other one, 12 views. And it only makes sense. If eBay is going to make more money off of item A than item B, of course they're going to be more interested in promoting item A over item B, because they've said it, guys. They've said this, the last earnings statement, that promoted listings has made them a ton of money. Okay, even though sales are down on the platform, their earnings are up because they're making more than they ever have. Now, we could fault eBay for that. We can call them greedy, but at the end of the day, that's business. It's all businesses are like that. And you out there, if you're selling an item for $20 one day and find out, wow, I've been listing this wrong. Maybe it's just a matter of having the right keyword in your title, and I can sell this for $70 because that's what it truly is. And I've been selling it so cheap all this time. You're going to do that. You're going to find ways to increase your revenue. So why is eBay any different? They get villainized for that. Now, I guess you can villainize them for being greedy and not fixing the platform. That I have a big problem with. Fix your product, because I think there's a lot more money in it for eBay if they keep and bring in more buyers and sellers. Chastity says, hey everyone, thanks for being with Chastity. Dragon Master Fine says, I've been thinking of just going through all the 800 of my listings and making sure I'm the lowest price, but even that doesn't help sales at the moment, it seems. Not always. No, it's always good not just to see that you're the lowest price, because that's one part of the equation. Go in for that item to see in the solds if it's even sold within the last 90 days, because you could do all the tweaking you want, but if people aren't searching for it, like if they're not searching for the orange safety seat, I can put it down for $30 and they're probably not the price point. They probably would be more willing to spend another $30 or $40 for the color they want. Ryan Resells Infinity says, lowest price isn't the main selling factor. That's what he's talking about here. Right. Mm-hmm. It does have a big part of it. Don't get me wrong. There's many people, especially now, that are price sensitive. That's why you get a lot of what people call lowball offers. But there's other factors involved. Bundles and lots. Yes, I agree with that. That's something that we're going to do. Oh, real quick, before I get to Ken's to say bundles and lots, we have like 3 or 4 cases of these Fiskars scissors that we tried to sell at the yard sale. No one's buying them. We tried to sell them for $1 at a yard sale. Didn't sell one, but they're kind of like a kid scissor with they change colors when you hold them in your hand long enough, because of the sweat or whatever. And it comes with like an eraser and a sharpener. It's for little kids. But I was thinking, I can't sell one on eBay for $4 plus shipping, but maybe sell 5 or 6 in a lot for $12.99 plus shipping. Yeah. I saw the solds. People were doing that. Now, mind you, I'm only into these cases. I think I'm into a case of 36 for like $4 or $5. So it wasn't a huge investment, but you've got to find creative ways to move things that do not have a huge demand. And that's just one way we're going to do that on the other account. No One Design says, it is good for people who have about 180 to 225 listings to go and read the report and go line by line and deep dive into each listing. Trying doing that with 10,000 listings, not going to happen. Yeah. People who have thousands of listings have a different report and metrics they look at for their account health. Mm-hmm. Okay, but if you suspect that eBay is throttling my listings, they're hiding my listings, they're burying my listings, whatever, right? You're going to spend a little extra. I would at least hope. If you're serious, you're going to spend a little extra time to see, like, for instance, this item I try to look up. It doesn't come up for me in search. Well, what does it say on the report? So you go and you find that item in that report, and you see that there's quite a bit of impressions attached to it, which means that other people are able to pull it up, and they have over the last 30 days. That should at least confirm something. It's about sort of shooting down your own conspiracy theories that develop in your head as you get no sales. And I understand that because I've had those conspiracy theories when we weren't getting sales. And there's a lot more to it than just not eBay just hiding your item. Kelly says, it is possible just going to take longer. been going through my store, and it's been a good 6 months so far, cleaning out stale inventory and marking things down. And this process, if you have thousands of items in your store, it's not a process you should even consider trying to take on at once. Batch it out. So these items, I'm going to do 200 today, and I'm going to do 200 tomorrow, and I'm just going to maybe have it the 200 that's about to end. And then you can do an end item sell similar before eBay gets their hands on it, and you fix those listings. And you just do that for a solid month. You fixed your entire store. No design, Kelly, that is the next definition of madness. I mean, look, if you're having slow sales, you need to do the things that you need to do to fix your listings. And I think if you're taking batches of a large store, it's not going to hurt your time. Maybe you're going to take 30, 40 minutes out of your day each day for a month. And if you batch it out that way to where everything that's about to end today, you just do an end item sell similar, fix whatever you need to fix with the listings. And in a month, you're caught up. Ryan resells infinity, right, Kelly? Why holding on to everything? I mean, 6 months. Yeah, so find a way, batch it out, research your competitors. How are they selling their item? Jovial says, love Josh's analogy of the lighthouse effect. Yes.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he does a lot of good analogies.
No, I know he does, but I didn't hear that.
Anthony says, what's worse than no impressions when you get an offer and they message saying, bought by mistake, like my only decent sale today. And really, I mean, who buys anything by mistake? Nobody. So you go through, you click into the item, you click buy it now, like go to checkout. Here's my card I'm using. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, you have the series of steps you got to take. That's a lot of mistakes to be happening all at once.
Yeah, well, we got one on my account the other day.
Oh, we get it all the time. Becky N says, my sales were good last week and this week down only a few. It happens. I mean, I'd like to say that we're going to keep selling the way we are, but reality is we're going to have a bad week here and there, and just got to keep pressing forward. Gail Carlson says, hi, John and Jenna. Hello, FA family. I hope you guys are doing better than me. My bank account got hacked. What a pain. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. That is the worst.
That is
wow,
horrible.
Gail. I hope they fix that for you quickly.
Yeah, I always think about that when, like, I'm buying gas at the pump, and you put the card in and it reads the little chip, and I'm like, there's people who put these devices in these
that
gas
happened
pumps,
to me.
and I'm like, I'm gonna try to tap whenever I can or go inside. But even then, there's a video of like a 7-Eleven where the person running the establishment had that in there, and the guy caught him on on a little short. Major Win, thank you for being here. Major Win says, I just logged in and heard get help, good advice, but hurts a little. Well, get help can mean a lot of things to people, but if and I know you're not like this at all, but if you just allow things to, there's no other word I can give, trigger you to like just react. If you like to react at people, I think that that's something that you need to maybe consider checking into getting help for. But I know you're not that way. Yes, you are behind in the show. No one designs to get help. Good advice, but it hurts a little. Sound like a fetish. Yes. Chastity says, oh no, Gail, I hope you get it sorted out quickly. One of my credit cards got hacked 2 weeks ago. It was my inventory credit card at that. Yeah, I would rather have a credit card hacked than your bank account, because it's a little harder to unravel all that when it's your bank account. No Designs agenda is you compare your shipping with wrestling. You might be the WWE champion.
I am for a fact.
Raul Solis says, hello, I am finally back again. Hope everyone is doing well. Well, nice to see you back, Raul.
Nice to see you back.
Nice to see you back. And anybody out there who hasn't been on in a while, or maybe just enjoys the show, but you're just kind of timid, come on in and say hi. I'd like to hear from you. Grandma Mary's Attic says, new listings push out my older inventory. I mean, look, you're starting to put new listings up. How many times you start listing new items, older stuff sells along with the newer stuff? Happens to us all the time. Major Win just got a sale right before hitting the like button. And now how did that work? That was
we were sending out vibes.
Yeah. You had already hit it. We knew you were going to hit it. So we just gave you the credit for doing that. No one designs it. Did John toss that salad? He had to
He did.
That salad was hand tossed. I tell you, I make a great salad, by the way. Kate Picker says, Jenna, did not know your story of the accident. Your recovery is amazing. I'm grateful you're here with us and sharing like you do. Thank you both. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, Kate.
Very
Appreciate
nice of you.
That.
Very, very nice of you.
Thank you.
We do have, speaking of very nice of us, or you, thank you, Doug, Major Win, Timid, saying hi. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for that, the super chat. Not necessary, but we certainly do appreciate it's more of the thought, right? I mean, it's nice that you do the super chat, but the fact that you take a moment to go through the series of clicks, right? The same series of clicks that our buyer who said bought by mistake. Hopefully I don't get a notification from Google saying we got a super chat by mistake.
They want a refund.
Or you know what? I laugh at the buyers for doing that, but it's really the lack of eBay giving. I mean, how about just saying, you know what? How about I just change my damn mind? They do that for returns, but I don't think they do that for the cancellation requests. Let's see. We have Samantha saying, John, you have a few eBay stores, only 2, but don't you have Amazon, Poshmark, and others to even out the sales?
A few is 2.
No. A couple is 2. A few is more than 2. Oh, but nonetheless, I'm not trying to correct you, Samantha, but I just want to tell you we have 2. We have 2. We have the main one. We have the other one, which hasn't had a whole lot of traction, but that second one is where we're linking to Poshmark and Mercari, and she runs those. She runs the cross posting, the second eBay store, the Poshmark, the Mercari. I'll jump in on Mercari and maybe sometimes Poshmark to take care of interactions and stuff like that. But on my main account, I have maybe only about 3 or 4 SKUs over that's on Amazon. I need to do more getting items over to Amazon. I probably can add another 10 to 20 if I wanted to with what I have up. And Bonanza. See, that's what I'm responsible for.
Have you checked that in a while?
I've checked my PayPal account. There's no money in there from Bonanza, so I'm safe on that. Jovial says, having a little burr withdrawal, but will manage. Hope you are having a banger day. Chastity says, so glad you caught it soon enough, Gail. Yeah, I mean, catch that, get it reported. The banks will usually take care of you and cover you on that. And Gail is, bless you. Gail is thankful, only had 3, but caught them in pending. So that's
good.
That's good. Andy Reno, 10 minutes late, but I'm here in the house. Well,
Woo-hoo!
I am late as well. So thanks for being here, Andy. I'm very late as well. Ryan, I have unlimited limits. Anyone else?
I do.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a newer thing.
It's new. It happened like a month or 2 ago.
Well, fine. You will run out of listings before I do. Chastity says, I got hit with a 1-cent charge from Tokyo Disney.
What?
I knew they were testing the card. Glad I saw it right away and closed the card. Wow. How do you run up a 1-cent charge at Disneyland?
You don't.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
There's nothing on sale for under $50 at Disneyland. Ryan, Resales Infinity, Doug and Roe, hope your week's going well.
Yes.
Major Win says, nobody can hide anywhere anymore. Be a good person and you don't have to hide anywhere.
That's true.
I mean, look, we're human. You know, we say things maybe without thinking about it sometimes, especially on this live. And you know what? I'll just say it right now. If there's anything that I ever say that offends you, just know it's not from a bad place. And maybe just give me a little benefit of the doubt that maybe I've misspoken.
How about you give people grace? That's, sometimes some people just need a little grace.
Kelly says, same Ryan, I think they're rolling it out to everyone eventually.
Yeah.
Mario Altamirano says, yes, I have unlimited limit too. Well, nice to see you, Mario. Thanks for being here with us today. Christine says, I feel like I'm learning about new selling platforms frequently. For example, what is Curtsy, Jamble, Duke, Let Go, 5 Mile, Wallapop?
Wallapop.
Maybe I'm a total loser, but does anyone else know of these?
I've heard of Let Go and Curtsy, but I've not heard of the others.
How about this? Has anybody put a post anywhere saying that I think Curtsy is hiding my items? Nobody's doing that. Okay, so I mean, come on, guys. There's a problem with your items. Figure it out. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's your item because I got some other people pretty PO'd at me. There's another YouTuber that still hates my guts because and I have the emails too, because I tried to be helpful and have a conversation. And I even mentioned the idea that maybe it could be your $2 items that aren't so hot. And to this day, this person absolutely hates my guts. But I believe they watch the channel though. So how you doing, hater? Ryan Resell says, hey, yeah, Kelly, I've mentioned in my YouTube videos on my channel, and no one says they have it.
Yeah, I have it.
So check out Ryan Resells Infinity. I have not. I say that because I'm sorry, Ryan. I don't watch a lot of channels, but I will make a point to take a look.
Yeah.
Dragon Master Finds Anthony says, I know of Let Go. That's the only one I've heard of from that list. I remember the commercial for Let Go many years ago of like the astronauts. No, it's not like that. It's not a Quiznos commercial, but the astronauts are floating in the space, and then like they let go of the item and it floats away. I don't know if any of you guys remember that.
You have commercial. So much weird stuff stored right here. Who remembers commercials?
Oh, I remember a lot of good commercials. Don't even get me started.
No, I know you do.
I recall many hours sitting at working the 6 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. shift, me and this other guy named Les, and we're just cracking up over all the stupid commercials that were on back in the day, like the Discovery commercials and all that stuff. We were just like, you were punch drunk last week? That's the way we were like every night. Perfect is so boring. Yes, perfect is boring. I don't strive for perfect. I just strive for the best that I can be. Strive for the best that I can be. Noah Design says the reason you're not selling them like hotcakes, John, is because you spelled turquoise incorrectly. It is turquoise. No, actually, I think I didn't have room on the title to put the color.
Yeah, you probably put blue.
The SKU says blue, and the manufacturer says blue, but it's not blue. It's like an off blue. Yeah. Yeah. Where is Silver Hair Stacker? Did he get tired of us?
He's here.
Okay.
He's late.
Get with the theme. Sorry. Kelly says time to get a storage unit.
Oh no.
That's just it. Look. It's not about the expense. It's about the hassle.
You waste a lot of time having to go from one point to another. We had a very good conversation with a very successful man this last week.
So,
yeah. Wasting time. Like, okay, so when I'm doing shipping, I'm in the other, it's a guest room, but that's my shipping room. So I have to go out to the garage, find the item, then I have to walk back into the house, package it, and then I bring it back out into the hallway or wherever. There's a lot of walking around, and you don't really think about all the time that you're taking to get from point A to point B to point C. Having a storage unit, I just think, is a lot more wasted time. So if we can manage our time better, like for instance, I'm now running labels for the shipping. We started effective today. So John, while I'm running labels, he can still list because
I get more stuff done. I get more stuff for the business done. But I want to shout out John, Grumpy John from here's Bearded Picker right here, Bearded Picker's channel. He reached out. He was out in the area. Said, "Hey, let's go to lunch."
He's my new favorite person.
He took us to this resort, really nice place. We sat around and talked, learned a lot about him and his journey. I mean, going from having nothing to building up a $4 million year business and sales. And, it gives you a lot of perspective, and you're looking at like, okay, I'm not getting any younger. So I've got to figure out a way to make this job into some kind of a business where I can pass it on to somebody, and that's, and I think at some point it's going to take more than a storage unit. It may take maybe a warehouse with some employees and a process and a SOP, standard operating procedures, where that I write and pass down to my direct reports. That's all. So like what Ken does, right? He talks about his crackheads all the time. But it's a real thing. And if you want to do more than just make it, like, make a little bit here, pay your bills, maybe be able to afford to go out to eat and stuff, which is like a fortune nowadays. You've got to figure a way to make this more than just the job. And that's my next goal. But, he at least steered us, we told him about our business, and he said, I would recommend doing this, that, and the other thing. So taking his advice. I mean, you should always take advice from people who are doing well.
Yes.
And that's the kind of people you want to surround yourself.
I just could listen to him talk about his life like for hours.
We were there for 3 hours.
3 hours, and I wanted more. I was open-eared and listening, and I already implemented a couple of things.
Yeah, and the only reason why we didn't stay longer is because we had to be back here for FedEx, because their window is 2 o'clock to 5. You guys know that. And we
shout out Grumpy John.
Easily would have been there another 2 to 3 hours talking with them. It was such an amazing afternoon, and I'm not just saying that. It was a great time. Yeah. John Worldwide Weber says orange is not the right color for great sales. Got that from E-Myth Revisited. Well, awesome that you read. Yeah. I found that as to be, I got to tell you, E-Myth Revisited is a very, very good book. And again, it's on my Audible account, so I can go back at any time. Let's say I'm finally making that transition. If I ever do, I'll go back to that book and listen to it again. But it is a very dry read. I had to jump to like chapter 8 and 9 just to get the stuff I really needed to hear. Ken says, don't use toilet seat, John. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is using that keyword. Use turd seats.
Wow, that's disgusting.
I'm sure that'll go well with the eBay. Talk about having hidden listings.
Yeah.
They'll hide the listing quick.
They would put it on the very last.
Mr. Sadie Hunter, safety orange, great for deer. Yeah, if you have to go to the bathroom.
That's a great idea.
If you have to go to the bathroom in a hunting area, right? So that someone doesn't think you're a deer, they'll see the orange and they won't shoot, right? So maybe that should sell that
as a great idea.
Maybe a hunter safety toilet seat for elderly people who are hunting. I don't know if there's enough.
I don't know if that title goes very well.
Jovial says laughing during an inappropriate time is actually a thing. It's called incongruous emotion. One of my besties has it bad. The worse the situation, the more the laughter.
Yeah. When John fell down the stairs
in our other house, we had just lived there for like 3 weeks. And, of course, you tend to navigate things that are new a little slower, but once you get used to it, you kind of go faster.
Stop.
And I'm flying down the stairs, and
then he's really flying.
All of a sudden, my leg gives way, and I feel like I'm sliding into home, right? And my left leg is caught into my body, and I slide all the way down. And I thought I ripped something in my knee. I may have done something to my knee, but I was like hurting.
I did.
She was laughing at me.
It was in every bit of my being to try not to laugh, because all I see is him just crawling on the floor.
I couldn't get up.
He could not get up, and I mean, obviously, I felt terrible for the unfortunate accident. However, this man is prone to doing
sometimes
weird things.
I think we all are. We just don't want to admit it. Jovial says the dog died and she laughed uncontrollably.
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
I don't know if I would go that far, but everyone's different. No one designed. Would you? She's still your friend, right? You understand. You're not going to say she's the worst person on earth. I mean,
and I wish that you wish bad things upon people. No, Rhonda's not like that, but someone else is.
TRD Off-Road 2020 says, I haven't had a sale in 24 hours. Something is definitely going on with eBay. This is not normal. So if you're one of those folks that actually has an issue with your account, and you don't have, like for me, it was like no views on any item in like 3 or 4 days, then you definitely reach out to eBay, have the IT team work on this, and they'll look at it and see, it looks like you don't have any impressions. That's a problem. But if you have impressions and you don't have sales, then you want to get in there and start changing it. Okay. Someone wants to know when the real show starts. I mean, if you don't think this is a real show.
No. You're taking it the wrong way.
What? Which way?
Look at the picture.
Oh, okay. I don't see. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. So, okay. She's cheating. She's jumping ahead in the chat and she's showing me. So, Harlan says hi from Maine. Harlan Braley. Thanks for being here, Harlan.
Hello from Maine.
Yeah. Love to be in Maine right now. It would be so nice to be in Maine.
I'm sure they're having some kind of warm weather.
Yeah, but their warm weather is nice for us.
Well, yeah, for us it's just but the thing is, like, even I am a born and raised Californian all of my life. It's only within the last 5 years that we've lived in Nevada. But I went from being here with super dry heat, and I went to Southern California, and I could not believe how humid it was. It was so humid. I was sweating. My hair was frizzy. It was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So your body and like your everything just acclimates to where you are. It's crazy.
Let's see. Christine says you guys have to remember when you lose your one sense, your other probably means senses enhance.
Yes.
Those with no sense of humor or Homer have a heightened sense of self-importance. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Let's see. What do we have here? Trying to get through some of the sidebar. We have Mershak Terazas. Says, I used to be a great seller and suddenly it all started to go sour no matter how much I list and relist. Also, views are on zero. Nobody is seeing my stuff. Why? So again, I ask you to go to your Seller Hub under Performance, click on that, go to Traffic, click on that, and then go to the halfway point and just see, do you have any items that have 0 impressions? If you have an item with 0 impressions, there might be a problem with that item. Maybe it's on eBay side. Maybe there's something wrong with the list, majorly wrong with the listing if you have 0 impressions. Big Dre says a storage unit inside the same climate-controlled building as mine was broken into and all the valuables were stolen. The storage company said the cameras don't work and only provide $2,000 insurance.
Oh, wow. No.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Major Wins says eBay doesn't care about us, which kind of hurts even worse than them hating.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. They do care about us because they don't show it. That is, eBay is in that relationship where they take us for granted. Deep down, they care about us because they can't report good numbers to their shareholders without us. They know that, but they ain't kind of try to take care of us the way they should. I know that. I've accepted that a long time ago. They put a little Band-Aid on it. They do a little quick fix by doing a little seller check-in and hope that putting smiley faces on it for an hour is going to make us feel better, but it doesn't. Oh, okay. Big Dre says cameras don't work and only provide $2,000 in insurance.
Read that,
okay.
Honey.
Samantha Hunter, well, you're throwing me off by making me cheat with you.
I'm sorry.
Because I'll get to the comments. Samantha says, well, John, what's the solution to up the item on listings? Or did I miss that answer? Or up the item in listing? What you and Jenna twice?
I think she said meant watch. I know
watch. Okay. So the answer to upping your item in listings is a number of things. Of course, we all know there's some people who won't promote, and that's up to you, your business model. But it is the way that eBay is directing sellers to play in their sandbox. So if you're not promoting, you can't play in this side of the sandbox. That's just the way eBay has it set up. That's one thing. The other thing is, how do you improve your listing? Well, is the item even selling for anyone? Look in the last 90 days. Has it sold that item? Not a similar item, that item. Has it sold for anyone? Like these orange toilet seats. Have they sold for anyone? If not, then it might be the item itself. If so, then how do they sell their orange toilet seat? What keywords do they use? What price point are they on? And how do they set up their listing? You need to emulate that. There's a lot of nuggets there that you can do that you can make it work. And then there's some items you just got to realize it's not worth the time listing because it ain't going to sell. No Design says, major win, you don't want eBay caring and noticing you. That is when glitches and returns happen.
Kind of feels that way.
Big Dre says, so now I'm going to keep higher value items in a safe place out of the storage unit.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
Yeah. Oh, if you have to have overflow, maybe make it your worst items,
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Your worst items aren't selling anyway. Means less trips to the storage unit.
Yeah.
Juan Garcia says, I get to sleep in on Saturdays, so I'm happy for Fridays.
Yeah.
I treat every day the same. Just know that there's no shipping on Saturday, so
there's no shipping.
We got yards. We got to get up earlier on Saturday to yard sales. We're gonna have about 20 of them out here. So
wait, I thought you were gonna not go.
I'm gonna go. There's some that are in the area. I'll go. Major Win says the main company I work for doesn't nickel and dime like eBay. Our competitors do, and we eat their lunch. Yep. No One Design says it is like when you were a kid and is very focused on building that sandcastle, and all of a sudden eBay comes around and says, "Hey, what's that? Let me touch it." Beard says I can do all the tweaking I want. Twerking. Oh, don't twerk.
Please don't.
Yeah, that is like the next word.
Especially with no big girl panties.
That is like the next word from moist. I think twerk.
Okay, not for me. That's like, your word.
I don't know. That's just weird to me. That twerking. Bearded Picker says making one now. How much gas can you run out of your van? LOL. Got to get those videos up. Duncan, thanks for being Duncan. Nice to see you. When you spend time listing 10 and 9 sell at the same time to one repeat buyer, how do you keep up the numbers? I'm telling you, I'm about to get it back up over 200, but I've been playing this tug of war game with eBay where, I was at 200, I'm down to 185. So I'm out there listing up in the 190s. Boom, they get me down back in the 180s. So it's just this game I'm playing, and it's not a bad game to be playing. I could be complaining about not getting sales at all. So, but my goal is to eventually get the listings up to about 400, 500 items in the store. John just had an idea for the orange toilet seat. Try adding construction job site to listing title. Portable porta potty or outside porta potty. No design in the grand scheme of things. If eBay buries a few listings, then within 10 to 20K listings, just a drop in the bucket. It is. And I don't doubt that there's some accounts that have problems that are being inadvertently buried or hidden, and there's an actual problem with those stores, and you need to get recategorized. I think they call it recataloged. That's what happened with me. Major Wins, ironically, a drop in the bucket is also the name of the shower chairs John is selling. Yeah, maybe put that in the title. Samantha Hunter, when I deleted items from my listing, I noticed I had items posted since 2020. What the hell? I should be scolded. I removed it. Yeah, get the old stale things out of your store because it's not helping. I really am a firm believer, and there's really nothing that's going to back whatever I'm saying up here. A lot of things we figure out. We figure these things out as resellers. We don't have anything that's going to back us up. Nothing we can go and say, it's in the patent or whatever. But we form our own conclusions. And for me, I'm a firm believer, if you have stale items in your store and you continually keep them in your store and you keep adding more stale items to your store, you're going to have a store that's maybe half stale items, half good items, but the stale items are holding your good items back. I'm a firm believer of maintaining your store's sell-through rate, and it's really caused our store to go up. We went from 1.9 conversion rate to 2.4 right now, and our sales are like great. So we're happy to have them. Duncan says, if you don't list items that are sitting around week after week unlisted, your money is tied up in those items. You also have to have a high dollar listed total daily if you want better sales. Yes, I love that you mentioned, I love the fact that you didn't mention you need to list 20 items a day. I love the fact that you mentioned that it's all about the dollar value you're putting into your store. There's a reason when you go to your listings, your active listings, that it'll say you have in my case, I have 194 items listed with a $12,800 value to them. That number's there, that dollar value is there because it's important. There's an importance tied to that. Now, maybe we don't think it's important, but I'm here to tell you that value you're adding to your store every day does make a difference. Kelly says, I've sold off an extra 15,000 listings in 6 months, not necessarily making a boatload, but I'm freeing up space for better stuff. And sometimes you got to take less than what you want. I get yelled at from people saying, you shouldn't do that. You're hurting the market, this, that, and the other thing. But Walmart, who yells at Walmart when they put their items on clearance for 2 cents? How many of you seen those clearance items? Like, wow, how can they sell this for 2 cents? It's the value of that item. Like in my case, I don't have a lot of retail. I don't have a lot of. Can't even say it. I don't have a lot of space for my items. So, what's more valuable, the space or adding $2 items to that lack of space? I want to clear up and free up the real estate. There's the word I was thinking of. The real estate that I have to work with, and that's one of the problems I'm having with those toilet seats.
If we had a 7 and 9, we would have 2 extra shelves.
We're working on that. We're working on that. But, I'm not going to disrupt my daily flow to fix that.
Well, maybe I will.
Yeah, maybe you should. Beard says, I actually took some Mary Jane capsules. Tonight is going to be great.
Oh, no.
So those of you watching, we have 129 watching. Be sure at the top of the hour, which is in 40 minutes, that you go over to the Bearded Picker channel. And I may drop in. I got to cook dinner tonight, so I don't know when I'll be able to jump in. But go check his live out. It's always a hoot. A hoot. Duncan VR says, so I got to 300 listed store, fell it to 260, then 220 last night, was at 187, now at 202. All repeat sales. I'm trying to list more today, 9 a.m. here, cold and raining.
Oh, I wish it was cold and raining.
But you know what? That's a good problem to have. You're making sales, and if you continue
Duncan's killing it.
If you continue to do that well, it's really, whether it's on your radar or not, maybe it should be to maybe get someone to help you. Beard says, John will skip half the comments to get here. No, I did not. I did not. Noah Design says, John, I haven't been on for a while and great to be back.
What?
I don't know what he's saying there.
I don't know, because you have been here. I mean, you may have missed a day or two, but we'll forgive you for that.
Nick Picker says, hello, lurking and listing like always. My sales right now are good every other week, but also very consistent with my listing. Trying to do it all yourself can be a lot to keep up with.
Uh-huh.
It is. It's a lot to keep up with. And there's times that, I'm out there working and I'm like, yeah, I ain't feeling it, right? I'd rather be in watching the game or just relaxing, but that's not what I signed up for. Claro 50 Iffy says, hi there, John and Jenna from PA. Enjoy watching your show. Always gives me a smile.
Aww,
awesome.
Well, thank you.
It always makes my day to see new faces.
I know.
So thank you.
I love that.
Yeah, so that made my day. Thank you guys. I think we have like 3 people that dropped in to say hi. So thank you for doing
awesome.
that. I think also Karen Wolven. Hi guys, always here lurking. Well, awesome. Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.
Major Win says I could always check for shower seats shipping from Vegas. You'll be surprised the number of people who buy and sell liquidation here in Vegas. So it may not just be me.
Yeah. Samantha
says I was being broad without being nosy. I didn't know whether you wanted your business placed out there. Smile. John Gaynor says, hi, Jen and John. Love the shows on Monday and Friday and just wanted to say hello. Keep up the good work that you both do. Well, thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
I know you come in and hang out every once in a while, so thank you for checking in.
Here.
Yeah. Let's see. Andy says a few is 4. You're welcome. I thought a few is at least 3. We had to look that up, but that's not important. Juan Garcia says, I look at the report and focus on my top 3 categories where 3,800 of my 4,000 listings are. If I could stay number 1 in those 3 categories by following the suggestions, I should be fine. Yes, that's the listing quality report, and it's going to tell you where your competitors are, how your top 10% of the competitors in your category, how much they're promoting. That's a huge number to look at. There's someone that was saying, how do I know if I need to use eBay suggested rates? I'm here to tell you, you should never use eBay suggested rates when it comes to promoting. I believe it is a ploy to get more people to promote at higher rates because that's how they're making their money. They make more and more money as you up and up those rates. Their very report, the listing quality report, if you can access it, will tell you, okay, your top 10 categories, and you are up against these top 10 sellers in that category, and here's their average promoted rate. That's the average. So some could be higher, some could be lower, but they're promoting at this level collectively. And then what I would do if it says 6%, I'm going to be at least at 8% because I want to make sure I'm at the top of that. If you want to be the best in your category, you got to play ball with the best in your category. You can't say I'm not going to promote, but I want the sales that they're going to get, because eBay is not going to do that for you. Samantha, excuse me, stepping out the room for a minute. Okay.
She's already back.
We just noticed.
You're late.
I just noticed she was gone. I was wondering what was going on. Coffee Mom 86.
Hello.
And then Larry Todd thought we were starting an hour late today, so I forgive him. But we'll see him on Beards Live tonight. Well, we'll see his hand. On Beards Live tonight.
The best looking hands.
No one designs is I'm about to say something without thinking. I wonder is I have ever eaten an egg from a chicken I've eaten. No, you have not. I'm here to tell you that.
What?
Chastity says, Let Go and OfferUp merged into the same app. I wonder what happened to Let Go. They were competing with OfferUp, but yeah, okay. That's good to know.
I'm confused.
Duncan VR says, someone with all $2 junk items are not going to get good sales, so it's no point in them complaining of slow sales. They need to sell flashing toilet shitter seats. Hey, I'll let you guys. I'll get it the moment I get a flashing toilet shitter seat. I will give it away on this show.
John would buy that just for the flashing part of it.
Josh is here, late but here. Hi everyone.
Josh!
Thanks for being here. Thank you for being here.
How have you been?
You guys want to know something that's very strange. Josh he went to our Whatnot show, and I don't know. We're not doing a Whatnot on Monday, probably not. We're gonna do one soon, but I just don't know. We just gotta get it. Yeah. Gotta get the right items too. But I had the hats that we were selling it's now been a month, I think. And he was gracious enough. He was gracious enough to go on there and buy a few items, buy a few hats, and he paid. I think he paid like $24 shipping, right, through Whatnot, which is crazy. And we shipped it to the exact address, because you can't change the address on there. You just run the label that Whatnot gives you. And the tracking showed that they shipped this. Now, mind you, he's in Canada. Josh Galt is in Canada. They shipped this thing, and it's stuck now in Great Britain or the UK. How did it get to the UK?
I mean, from one continent to the next, and then I just don't understand how they could mess that up.
So I had to contact Whatnot, and Whatnot is they said wait till the 17th, which is, I think, Monday or Tuesday. Contact them again, and they'll issue Josh a refund, and they'll actually pay me. So it's a win-win, except he doesn't get those hats. Speaking of win, Bonanza is bonkers, eBay is evil, Poshmark is poo-poo, Mercari is mangled. Pick your poison.
True.
John Dose is listening as others have unlimited listings. I went from humbled to wondering what took so long for me to get to 5 million listings. But then, who really uses $5 million worth of inventory listings? I guess there's some people, right?
Some people do, but
very, very small percentage.
Yeah. We're not those people.
Major Win wants to know, is bearded PokeTuber the same as bearded picker?
No.
Nope. They're two different beards. Two different people. Wait, is bearded picker the same as bearded PokeTuber? Very confused. No,
they're two different people.
Samantha says, I agree. Storage units can be daunting. A lot of trips if it's not near you.
Yeah.
And
even if it is near you, having to drive down the street, that's taking time out of your day. Okay, let's say you store all of your items in a warehouse, in a storage facility that's only 2 miles down the street. Okay. You're taking the time to have to get in the car or get in the golf cart or whatever it is you take there and go get your happy booty over there, pick up the items, bring them back to ship them. It's just wasting time. You're spending time getting from point A to point B. It's not conducive to a solid flow of your business, and that's what we're working on, a streamline.
And one thing that you got to consider, every dollar that you spend to store your items like that or to do extra stuff, you really are adding to the cost of that item.
Right, because you have to add that into what you paid for it, because now you're having to rent this place, and so that's more money that you're having to put out when, sure, some people have no choice and they have to have a storage unit.
Yeah, but someone sitting on multiple storage units full of stuff they bought years ago, right, waiting to sell it. And the idea is that, well, it's paid for. Well, you may have paid off the credit card you used to buy all that stuff, and it may be technically paid for, where you don't owe anybody for that lot of goods. But every month you spend hundreds of dollars to store that stuff, you are continually paying for it, technically. Semperfi finished his garage sale with $93. I guess it's $93. Beats last Sunday's sale. Very end, a guy bought both sets of my clubs for $20. Not sitting on it, nor trying to ship it with this bad back. Nope.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a good thing. Move it. Clear the space. Beard says, on my way to drunk high, going to be a great show tonight.
Gee. Can only imagine what's going to happen.
Samantha, John, do you think eBay still has the viewing numbers like they tell us,
used to,
or like they used to? No, they don't have the same number. They're still losing buyers from the last time I checked, but I don't know if the numbers are accurate. I really don't. That's all we have to go with, though. When we're talking about impressions and page views, we got to trust that they're giving us somewhat accurate data. Tactical Z says, good evening. Andy says, how about selling your orange toilet seats with a free toilet seat cover included? I don't have toilet seat covers.
No, that would cost more money.
Juan says, you're not truly successful until you have haters.
I'd rather not have any success with no haters.
I'm sad that that's the metric. I mean, you're probably right on a certain degree, but it's sad that it has to be like that. Yeah. We have, when does the road, this is John.
Grumpy John!
Yeah.
My new favorite person.
The real show starts on Beard's Live here in about a half an hour. Beard says, this is the Boy Scout warm-up show for the Bearded Spectacular Friday night.
That's true.
Nice to see you, John. Now, the question is, are you going to be on Beard's Live later? That's the question. Tactical Z says, can't wait for the show. Josh Galt, my store is slowly picking up. Yesterday was $500 a day. Today as well. Hopefully the others started seeing some action as well. Now,
well, we hope it just keeps climbing.
Here is my theory. You guys might know of Josh's situation. Josh Galt was a guinea pig. I'd say the beginning part of this month like the beginning part of June. Last month he found out that they were using his listings in a beta test kind of situation. Now we're all beta testing eBay, yeah. But he was beta testing on a different level where they actually were using his account to utilize that feature that I put a video out on reporting it. And I think also a couple other sites have reported it as well, where eBay was giving the offer to the buyer to, instead of canceling the sale or requesting a cancellation, to say, name your price and we'll ask the buyer if they want to match it, the whole price match thing. And they decided to nix it. They decided to do away with it, but they left Josh, his account went from great sales in May to nothing in June. And I had told Josh, I said, look, man, I said, this may be a lot like the situation where when I was suspended for 3 days, do the whole Vero thing, the whole Vero mix-up. And I finally got a supervisor a day into that suspension to lift the suspension, where I went in and just did an end item sell similar on everything in my store. I wasn't going to wait for those items to trickle back into search. And within an hour, I was getting sales again. So basically, those were, in my mind, those were attached to the suspension, those listings were, and they weren't going to get a whole lot of traction immediately. But by ending them and selling similar, boom, I got my items were normal again. So I told Josh, why don't you fix the link between what they were doing in those listings, go in and end item and sell similar. I don't know if he did that, but that would be my advice to him, is to go in and sort of do your own refresh, unlink those listings to whatever the hell they were doing and get back on track. So hopefully he did some of that, followed that advice. It made sense. I mean, and what are you going to lose if you do it? You're not going to lose a whole lot of time doing that. Todd says June sales have been lowest of the year. We're having a great June. Knock on particle board.
I sure hope you hit that light because you're real successful with those sales.
Kelly says it's hot and humid in Maine. I'd rather take the dry heat.
Yes, I would much rather dry heat I am okay with that.
Dre's packing another sewing machine to ship. So that's good.
Oh,
You know, Travis in Dallas, laughing is actually a nonverbal way of saying everything is okay. Mm-hmm. I bet if someone was seriously hurt, arm cut off, there would be no laughing. No.
You know, I feel that way too.
Do you? Mm-hmm. You just told them how you were laughing at me falling down the stairs.
Because I knew you weren't like broken.
You thought I wasn't broken.
I knew you weren't.
We got Larry. Hey, Larry, thanks for being here. Larry, way out. Thanks for being here. John says, Jenna loved the picture John sent me.
Uh-huh. Yes.
But here's the thing. That machine, so she wanted see, we were big Rollo fans. We like Rollo, what they do. So she wanted this Rollo wireless thermal printer.
The white one.
Yeah, because it's all about the color that makes the difference. So I said, go ahead and order whatever you need. Right, John? I took your advice and said to her, whatever you need, just get it. So she went and ordered it. It came like the next day.
No, it came the same day.
Was it the same day? Mm-hmm. And she set it up. Now, here's the thing. She's not technical. I am. You're not very technical at all. I am I build my own computer. You know, I do these things. So she sets it up. And
I set it up.
Did it work?
No.
That's right.
Because it.
Well, we sent it back because it wasn't. In theory, it was broken. It didn't work. But if I'm promising you, I can't just come in after you try to set it up and try to.
No, because you have other things to do and you just get too frustrated.
I went on and found. I did just a simple search on Google. What's the best? What's the best thermal printer you can buy for the money? And I forgot the brand. It's some off-brand, but it had like 5 stars. Nelco. And it had great reviews. Okay, we're buying that. And guess what? It's wireless too. And they had just marked it down from $135 to $85. A far cry from $270. It came the next day or the same day. That one came the same day.
It was same day.
And guess what? I went in and set it up within 5 minutes. I had it running wirelessly, no problem. And she loves it. So
I do love it. I mean, it's not the white one I wanted, nor is it Rollo. But at this point, I'm not complaining because I can run labels in the shipping room, which is where they should be ran.
Josh says storage unit insurance is mandatory, 5,000 coverage unless you're a business and can provide proof that you insure if your insurance covers offsite units. That's I mean, that might be a Canadian thing, but it sounds right. Sounds right.
He has it.
I mean, he
works out of one in the U.S.
I know, but you got to think of Josh as the whole Canadian side.
Well,
Chris Kittleson. Hi, guys. I probably butchered the heck out of that.
Alicia Chris Kittleson.
Okay, there we go. Hi, guys. My issue is posting listing. Feel like one thing takes me forever. Very, very new. I need to get a system down and get a groove going to keep the great shows and info. Love you guys. Thank you for watching and thank you for checking in. So I would say that you want to kind of do things in batches. So, and don't overwhelm yourself. So you have a bunch of things that you picked up, let's say to resell, take like 10 of them and bring them into your area and take just all your photos. So get them all photographed, get your photos done, and then go in and make your listings. What I like to do is I know what I'm getting ahead before I even get it. I'll make my items in batches. I'll make my listings in batches and drafts. And then all I have to do when I get the item is make sure it's good, clean it, photo, put it back in the box. That's sometimes a challenge because seems like you can never get the items back in the way you pulled them out. And then get them put back on the shelf or find the shelf I'm going to put them on and list it, run the listing. So find ways to batch processes that you're going to continually do throughout. Because you don't want to take a photo of these items and then stop, list, do all the things, and then go back and do more photos. Get the photos out of the way.
Yeah, it's finding a process that you're comfortable with and that makes the flow of your business smooth is key because you like when John has to do things backwards, it's he gets pretty frustrated. So
that's backwards.
Yeah.
Big Dre says my sales have really kicked in gear since May. Last year I was only selling 1,000 a month. Right now my 90-day total is 5,899.
Wow.
I've increased sourcing or the time I spend on the business. So
nice.
You've had to have made some improvements within your store from last May to now. So good on you for that. Keep looking to make improvements. Get Higgy with it, says twerking girl. Twerking girl.
I think I missed something somewhere.
Yeah, I think we're all, I mean, maybe we've got some young people watching, but I think we're kind of all too old to be twerking. I mean, not only the visual for many of us, but it's the how you're going to operate after you start twerking.
Get back up?
Yeah. Talk about not being able to list. I can't even move. John says conversion rate on eBay is 18.1%. Haven't added a listing in 4 years. It depends on what and how you sell. Yep. Yes.
He has joined. Go up.
Who?
Go up. Who told you about that dirty word?
Well, you know that they talk about it on Beard's. That dirty word? They talk about it on Beard's channel.
You know what, Beard? You're fired.
Kent says Walmart does that because manufacturers give them funds to deplete inventory.
I'm sorry, but Grumpy John is now my new favorite.
That might be right, but they are also doing it to clear space for new inventory coming in. Jovial Juggler, maybe target those orange toilet seats to sports fans who have man caves, Tigers, Astros, Orioles, Broncos, Bengals, Browns, and Dolphins. Yes, maybe. But for me, it's more because I'm an Angel fan. I maybe need to send those to the Astros fans out there. Autism 7 and 9. I'm betting them roulette. Those are his new favorite numbers. Samantha wants to know what's for supper. I'm making a lasagna casserole.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So it's like a lasagna, but you got these little noodles instead of the big full ones. They're like lasagna noodles, but they're smaller. And they're just loading it up with all kinds of good things. So it'll be pretty good.
Sausage, meatballs.
No one design. The misunderstanding of John reading late comments and goes over his head. Yay.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Hey, Roman. Popping in to say hello. Had surgery yesterday. We'll go back to sleep. Have a good evening, everyone. Surgery.
No. Well, I'm wishing you a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of surgery you had, but we praying for you.
Yeah. Well, sorry, buddy. Sorry you're going through that, and get better.
Get some sleep.
Josh says, long-time listener, first-time commenter here. Just wanted to say I appreciate you both, and you're doing a great job.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Gosh Jalt. Mr. Vander Schmander.
Stupid. Somewhere is the new Prez or Pez?
Is new or like Prez? Pez. Like a Pez dispenser.
Oh.
Beard says, I'm new here. Can you explain the pros and cons of promoting listings?
Absolutely not.
I think it's all cons. Everyone stop promoting today. Let's all go on strike, and I will oversee it while I'm using promoted. You guys are getting crazy over there. Jovial says, even Fred Sanford knew not to buy $2 junk items back in the 70s. You know what? Wasn't that a great show? Anybody watch Sanford and Son back in the day?
No,
I love Sanford. I love Sanford and Son. As kids, we would come home from school and we would plop on our couch at like 2:33 in the afternoon, and we have only like 5 channels to look at, and most of them had soap operas. So there's only like that one channel that had all the sitcoms, whether it was like Three's Company, in this case Sanford and Son, The Jeffersons, right? Those were like my jam. I love watching those shows. Josh Galt says, newbie here, buyer wants to return an item. How do I stop them? You ignore them and see what happens. Kent, do books sell? No, they do not. John Doe, what not shipping is going up in a few days. It is cheaper to buy on eBay if sellers give shipping discounts. But you're not getting those items as cheaply as you can on Whatnot for the most part. Not always, but for the most part. Kelly says, I don't mean store your whole store in a unit. I meant to keep extra supplies and inventory in one, keep some on hand.
Oh, I get you.
Kendagel, should I have a CPA? I heard I don't have to pay taxes. No, you should never pay taxes either.
No, don't do it.
Oh, by the way, I'm not a CPA, so don't listen to a thing I'm saying. Josh Galt, I just sold 30 new iPhones on eBay, and my cousin gave me, and I got suspended. Why?
Because you're an idiot.
What's going on? Resell Dojo, if they offer to pay more than my asking price, which gift card should I buy to send them?
If they offer to pay more than my asking price, which card?
Yeah, I think what he's trying to say is he's probably getting scammed by someone who wants to have you go and send them a gift card. I would use a Walmart gift card.
Yeah.
Or Target. They like Target. Silver Hair says, I store all my inventory in the way of the wife. She's going to kill me soon.
Wow. What does lifetime ban mean? Well,
maybe one day we'll open it up for the
maybe for our subscribers.
Yeah, I don't know. Nature Made in Utah says, love the new AI feature, but I wish there was a little more variety. So I think you're talking about used to be just the background removal tool on eBay, which still is a lot to be desired because it's constantly missing spots. Like on the video I did, it was showing some wires that I had in the background that I didn't want. So there's no way to go and touch that up. So then you go and hit AI and it starts like treating that as part of the photo. So it's trying to build its AI around that. I don't want that to even exist. So it has some things that they need to iron out. I think they need to get the white background removal process fixed before they start adding AI, but they've already done it. Good for those who aren't willing to pay for Photo Room. I think it's still better than what it was, a lot better than what it was. Kent says, why doesn't eBay hire Taylor Swift? I think that is a very, very, very good question. Maybe they don't want to pay what she's wanting, but in all seriousness, if they get a face like that, or even for even the younger generation to say, hey, this is the place to buy. I mean, you're setting yourself up for the future. It's very short-sighted to forget about Gen Z right now, I think. I'm going to skip some of these ones here. Josh says, I think you're right, John. I think relisting the stuff reindexes it faster. I believe so. Anytime you find yourself in problems, like you maybe just got suspended, right? eBay's not going to just start throwing sales right back at you when they lift your suspension, because your listings are still kind of tied into that. But now you put your whole store as new. I really think it unlinks whatever you had going on. I really believe that. Let's see.
John was broken on the inside.
You guys, I tell you. Josh says, now my June has collapsed to even it out. Just my opinion. I was up 40% in May, down 75% in June.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And that's where you got the suggestion to punch me, though, huh? Ken says, I assure you the Rollo was fine. I'm pretty sure it was.
I'm pretty sure it was.
But to undo the way it was set up, I didn't want. I took 5 minutes and said, okay, I don't want to deal with this. Yeah, I know that you needed a wireless. I was going to go get a longer printer cable and just run it to the damn laptop. But it's like, you're paying $270 for that kind of functionality. I mean, it linked with the phone just fine, but we're not printing labels from our phone. So John got Jen of the Rollo knockoff. What is the brand, John? Polo? Polo. No, it's
Nelco.
Nelco. Check it out. It has almost 5 stars.
You're trying to justify the fact that you had to buy me a knockoff.
I'm telling you,
because he didn't want to take the time.
I will
because
trade.
He was so frustrated because I hooked it up wrong. I didn't install. I couldn't install. Something was going on the laptop, and I couldn't figure it out because I'm not technically savvy.
I'll tell you what happened. I know what happened. You never installed the driver for the printer on the laptop, and therefore it's never going to pick it up. So, but because I wasn't involved in that process, I mean, I'm not going to just go in and.
But why couldn't you have done that?
Because you have to undo it and then do it. I'm not going to do it. So I'm just buying a new printer, save myself $200, and you got the same happy result, right? We're all good. We're all happy. You said you loved it. You're happy with the printer. How many people out there would spend $270 on a wireless thermal printer if you can get the same quality, the same wireless functionality for $200 cheaper?
You're just. I know what it is. I know what it is.
What is it? You're
saving that money for my side-by-side that you're going to put in the garage.
Yeah, sure. Anything that, yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. Sure. Nick Picker says, I've heard that the wireless function doesn't work well in the Rollos. Love my wired Rollo, though. I've heard good things about the Nelco and Munbin. Well, but Munbin, I don't know if they might have thermal printers, but they do a good job with if you need a machine that counts cash.
I mean, I have to say the Nelco does do the job. It's got like a 10-second delay when you hit the print button, but I mean, I guess I can move on from that.
Chastity's in the middle of batch photographing a huge lot of hand puppets I picked up from Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, fun.
There you go. But that's the way to do it. You get a batch of items. Let's get all the photos done in one sitting and then move on to the next phase.
Yeah.
Let's see. No design. The wireless rollo has been flawless for us, and we have 3 of them and running them for months now. My crackhead approved. This Nelco is supposed to be really good. It actually printed really bright. Not bright, but clear. Dark. Like that. Josh says, I'm on tomorrow. It took me about a half an hour to warm up, but we brought the heat. Oh, yeah. So Josh is on the live, the Profit Playbook podcast. How come I'm the only one that can say that? Profit Playbook podcast at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Josh brings the heat, but you got to wait for it because it's not there right away. But it is a very, very good conversation nonetheless. We always seem to put it together. No script, no, none of this. Hey, guys, before we start.
You binge your podcast.
Yeah. What do you guys want to talk about? And we are like, I don't know, let's just flow with it, right? And that's what we do. We make it flow. Jerry says, hey, John, I watched all the shows you did as a kid.
All the shows you did as a kid?
I don't know. What shows did I do as a kid?
Are you talking about Sanford and Sons?
Okay. I'm like, someone's at the door. Yeah, okay. I was like, I didn't do any YouTube shows as a kid. But no, I know you're talking about Three's Company, Sanford and Son, the Jeffersons. I mean, there's so many. Was the Facts of Life? All those are great shows. Major Win, I'm coming, Elizabeth. Ironically, he died of a heart attack and everyone thought he was faking it. Red Fox, yes. Red Fox, that was awesome. And you know what? There's things that they said and the way they said it that would never be allowed on a sitcom today. People would say, how insensitive is that for saying that? And it's like, I think as a society, we've gotten way too sensitive and we just need to learn to laugh again. Yeah. Anybody see the Tom Brady roast that happened like last month? That you guys want to see a return to like insensitivity? Go watch that. I'm surprised that was even allowed to air, to be honest with you. This is what happens when you invite the crazies in. Yes, sometimes it happens that way. You just, you can't control who watches, but you can control who gets to, say nasty things to you. Happy reality. I wonder, because things is slow. Things are slow. It's, a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but there is historically something called the summer slowdown. And it's been going on for many, many years. And certain categories are affected by it. And we sell diamonds. Me and a buddy would sell like loose eye clarity diamonds. Anybody knows about diamonds? Eye clarity is the lowest cut. So we'd get a couple $100 a carat for these diamonds. And we'd sell them great throughout the year. But once the summer came, it was like dead. Let's see. Trying to get to some of the sidebar comments. Kelly says, I have a Rollo and I follow the instructions. No issues yet. I don't know what happened. All I know is that she's yelling at me, hey, can you come and help me set this thing up? And it's already ready to go. And she's like, I can connect it to my phone, but I can't connect it to the computer. I'm like, okay. I'm just happy the way it turned out. Let me put it that way. John Worldwide Weber says, a couple years ago, I had 3 days suspension on eBay, ran a sale, and still had a few sales. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I probably would have had some sales, but I decided, you know what? I'm not going to be linked to this. I don't know how long it was going to take. Someone told me like 12 to 24 hours. I think that's what the rep told me, 12 to 24 hours before I see the suspension get lifted. And I'm like, no, I'm going to end item sell similar. And it started getting sales right away. No design. Jenna John is shaving gold money, the cheap monkey. Or golf money. Like, yeah, but I have been buying gold lately. So maybe you could say it was gold money as well. Josh says, I use a Munbin thermal printer. It works like a beauty. Kent wants to know, is Munbin related to man bun?
Ew.
No. Chastity says, picked up a Munbin at a thrift store for $7, practically new, just had to reformat it, and it works great. There you go. And that is a good brand to look for, guys. It looks like an off-the-wall brand, But Munbin, if you find a Munbin money counterfeit money sorter, boom, those things will sell. I sold mine for a couple hundred, but it had problems. Nick Picker, the Munbin thermal printer is the exact same as the Rollo, just different color and doesn't have the Rollo name and support. And really, I mean, how often do you guys call support for the items that you have anyway? So if you can save a couple $100, then all good. Major Win says Pimple Popper Proctologist Podcast. See, I could say that. Pick a piper, pick a peck of pickle peppers. Sorry. John Worldwide Weber. Josh doing his heavy breathing and his short was weird. That's why he is likable. Knowing design, if you have to pop pimple on your colon, you have other issues.
Oh God, come on. So gross.
Let's see. Knowing design, Major Win, you have to lose it because that might not be a pimple. No, it might not be.
Oh, come on.
I think we're kind of there, right? So we're at the end, and we got Samantha. This is John and Jenna. Lovely spending time with you as always. Have a great weekend, FA viewers. Until next time, bye.
Yes,
and
have a great weekend.
And that is kind of where we're going to leave it. I know the Honor Squad says label rage works great. Range works great. So I want to thank you guys. We got Todd with the last second super chat. Sorry. I thought I nailed it until I hit that last word. But no, thank you, Todd, for that. Thanks for everything. Thanks for everyone who has become a member of the channel and everyone who sent the super chats. We certainly appreciate the gesture, and we appreciate the fact that we had 120, 130 plus people hanging out with us on their Friday afternoon / evening to talk about this. And really, I think the best we can do is to do research on our items, figure out if you really feel like you're not getting the exposure that your items really need. Look at your reports. Look at the data that eBay gives you. Start there. And then if you really are finding some concerning things like no impressions, then give eBay a call. Go through that process. It's worth it. Trust me, because I've done it before, and get the problem fixed. And problems are going to happen on this platform. I think we know that. We should accept it and just look at these problems as another obstacle that we have to navigate around to success. Because success is there, guys. Just a matter of finding it. And sometimes, unfortunately, with eBay, we have to work a little harder to find it. But that's yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you to have an excellent weekend.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads, the moms that pull dad duty, the grandmas that have to kick, grandpas that have to, help out a little bit. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I hope you're celebrated, because you should be each and every day. So everybody have a great weekend. What are you doing?
Yeah, I just had to remove Ken's bin on there because he's now banned. So have a nice weekend, Ken.